Well, welcome back. Face covers and masks are a part of the new normal. They are for your own protection and the safety of those you love. So today we're talking about having the right protection. Joining me now is Dr. Mary Clifton, internal medicine doctor from New York City and a member of the Boomer Naturals Advisory Board. Doctor, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. This is a very important subject to talk about, and it's very important for people to be following these CDC guidelines and wear their masks in public. Why is it so important for people to do so?
Well, it's important because this virus is transmitted by the air. So protecting your face holes, your nose, and your mouth from having the virus enter will help to reduce your risks. And people can be asymptomatic before they get sick, but still transmitting virus for up to 11 days before they actually get sick. The average is 5 days, but it's quite a bit of time. And so when somebody is talking loudly, for example, or God forbid, sneezing or coughing, those types of activities put a lot of speed behind the respiratory secretions, makes it possible for a loud talker or a sneezer to fill a room with enough virus to make everybody sick in under 12 minutes. So it's super important to keep your own face holes covered for the protection of yourself and for the protection of your community.
And doctor, there's so many different masks out there. I know some people have even resorted to just putting a scarf around their face or a bandana. Some are making their own. There's also the N95 mask. So what does a good and effective mask have, and how do we get one?
Well, I mean, a scarf or a thin bandana, a loosely woven, is probably better than nothing, but we have been able to show that especially as that single layer of fabrics gets humidified, moisturized from your breath, that it's easy for the virus to cross to the other side of the fabric. We've actually been able to swab the inside of the mask and find virus particles on the inside of the mask. So having a covering that has 3 layers of fabric that is tightly woven will help to reduce that risk, and especially if there's a built-in fiber that's or built-in filter, excuse me, that's what makes it a very effective mask. You want to make sure that you're breathing through that filter rather than through any gaps or spaces around the edge of the filter.
And doctor, is there anything to think about for those watching us at home right now when they are in the market to purchase their mask or they're making one of their own? Is there anything that we should keep in mind while doing so?
Sure. I mean, I have a N95 here, the one that is used professionally fitted for healthcare professionals, and it's a very good mask, but the filter is really hard to breathe through. And so sometimes if there's a gap around the edge of the filter, this mask goes from upwards of 99% effective in removing particulates from the air all the way down to 12% because the air can sort of whoosh through those gaps on the edges. So you want to find a mask that is comfortable and also breathable and talkable, and that's where I really like this mask. It's very comfortable and easy to apply, just putting the ear loops over your ears and then getting it situated on your face so that you make sure and get all of these gaps limited. I always check before I leave the house to show you, see how when I breathe, I definitely am getting air through that filter instead of around on any gaps. And this mask also protects me from touching my nose or my mouth so that I don't spread any virus that I accidentally got on my hands. And then when I get home, you can just take it off using the ear loops and then scrub it with some warm soapy water. There's been discussions on a number of ways to sanitize a mask, but the best way is with warm soapy water because the detergent breaks up the walls of the virus and very quickly destroys it. And you wash your hands at the same time. And then you can get that mask hanging and drying ready for the next use and start to work on your packages and other things that you brought home.
And doctor, one last question for you. I've seen people wearing their mask in their vehicles whenever they're on their way to some place. So if you're headed to the grocery store, you're headed somewhere where you might need the mask, is it necessary to wear it in your car, or can you wait until you get there?
Yeah, usually I, wear my mask when I'm in a grocery store or if I'm walking through a crowd of people. If I'm walking in an isolated area, I don't necessarily wear it. But in between, like in the car, I'll wear it, just like as sort of a mask beard, if you will. And that allows me to let it dry a little bit so that it's more effective for me. And then I'm not taking it in and out of my pocket or putting it on my rearview mirror or something. And very easy to put back in place, get it organized, and then, take it off when I like. But sometimes, I have something that I'm worried might be contaminated in the car. Sometimes just for my peace of mind, I wear it in the car also. I think that's just a personal preference. If you don't want to touch it while you're out, or you didn't bring your hand sanitizer to cleanse between touching, then perfectly reasonable to wear it then also.
Thank you so much, Dr. Clifton, for being with us today. Great information for our viewers and a great deal for all of you watching us at home. You can visit boomernaturals.com. Use that promo code KTAL20 for 20% off face cover masks that use special nano silver technology to stop particles from getting through your nose and your mouth. And stick around. We've got your artist spotlight after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.